What is going on, beautiful people? It is your boy Knowledge. Today we're going to talk about the notary plan that took me from $50 jobs to $10K a month. After being in the business for going on 10 years and making millions in my notary business and having days making 10K plus in revenue each day, I can say that I'm more than qualified to show you this stuff. So I want to really just jump down to nitty gritty. And if you're the type of individual that actually wants to see numbers for yourself, I break down the 7-figure notary system deeper in the link below where I show you how it works and I pull up the numbers live. But jumping straight into the video, what was the plan that took me from $50 jobs to that 10K a month in the notary business, right? What did it? So the first thing is I stopped really working for exposure so that I realized that being busy and profitable are two different things, right? And I always tell people this too, right? Being busy, being profitable, two completely different things. One is you're walking around. So busy is kind of just like more of an ego thing. You want to look busy. You want to see yourself going around. You want to feel like you're doing business rather than you're actually doing business. And I've talked to a couple of my real estate friends about this too, about them going to all these different events, talking to people. You feel like you're doing stuff, right? You feel like you're doing business, but you're just wasting time. You're not really getting things done. Are you being profitable? Are you actually making a good return back? Or are you just being busy and doing a whole bunch of different things? So, excuse me, that's one of the things that you have to remember when it comes to it. Stop doing things for exposure and just getting yourself out there just to be like, oh, I just want to do these jobs to get myself out there. You're doing this for bread, right? First things first, you're doing this to make some money. You want to help some people, of course, but along the way, you're trying to make money. You're not going to do 30 jobs at like $5 a stamp for what? You're wasting your time, right? So stop doing things for exposure. Put a price on the things that you're doing and be very intentional. I think a lot of times when we're talking about the notary business or any other business, to be completely honest with you, a lot of people are doing things, but with no intentionality behind it. That's why I always say when you jump into a business, kind of have some goals for yourself. Not kind of, have some goals for yourself. What are you actually trying to accomplish? How much money are you trying to make a month? And if you know what that number is, you then need to reverse engineer it, right? If you want to make $4,000 for the month, you know you need to make $1,000 a week. If you want to make $10,000 for the month, you need to make $2,500 for the week. So reverse engineer and know where you're going, so that you're not just a feather in the wind, just going everywhere. So stop just doing things for exposure and actually put some sense behind what you're doing. Next up, I learned who actually has money in this notary business. So the average person shops for like the cheapest notary, right? They're just trying to find the cheapest individual that can do the notary job for them. And these are like the price shoppers that come into the business. They kind of waste a little bit of time a lot of times. But that's just natural. They just want the cheapest. But on the other hand, you have businesses who shop for reliability and speed. And those are the people that you kind of want to do more business with. It makes more sense because one, and this is like a very obvious thing also, we know that businesses pay more, right? Because they understand that they're doing it for their company. So the money's coming out of the company. So when people are business owners, they're more inclined to pay a little bit more money than individuals who have to be a little bit more stingy or stringent with their income. So once you find out who owns the money, especially in your area, who's bringing in the most amount of income and who can actually afford your services, those are who you need to be doubling down on. Those are the people that you need to be focused on. Like I always say in my other videos, you have the difference between your peanut clients. And I'm always going to say this. You have your peanut clients, the ones that are price shopping. They're hopping from here to here. They give you the most amount of stress. And then you have those that just want to know what the bill is and when you'll get it done and if it'll be done correctly. Those are the people that you want to focus more on because it'll get you to your goal a lot faster with a lot less stress. And you want to do this less stressful too, because what's the point of making 10K a month if you're just going to be extremely stressful? You know what I'm saying? If you're going to be extremely stressed, what's the point of making that 10K a month? It doesn't make sense because there are easier ways to do it. Next up, I turned my phone into a sales machine. So my missed calls, my slow replies, my bad communication, I realized that all of that stuff was costing me more money. And I was just doing the same thing that a lot of other notaries were doing, right? And like I said before, notaries don't answer their phone. And once I realized that I was the type of person that's like, oh man, I'm missing these calls, I had to get my stuff together, right? I had to tighten up. I don't know what term you use, but I had to be real with myself and be like, okay, I'm missing these appointments. I'm missing these phone calls. But here I am saying that I want to make X amount of money a month. How are you going to do that if you're letting all this stuff slip through the cracks? When it comes with business, when it comes with building stuff, a lot of times, to be completely honest with you guys, a lot of times the progress doesn't come from a big swing that you do. It comes from a lot of little iterations over and over. It's kind of like having you want a masterpiece, but you just have a slab of stone. You don't just get a masterpiece out of that stone by hitting it one time and boom, there goes the thinker, or there goes a magnificent stone artwork. You don't get it from just hitting it one time. It's just from a lot of little iterations. It's the same thing with your business. You hit it over and over, over and over. You get better with answering the calls. You charge a little bit more. You make sure your marketing is a little bit better. All of these are little hammers towards your business. And all of those little hammers is what gets your business better. It's not just, hey, I need more marketing. Like, that grinds my gears. When people say, hey, I just need more marketing. No, you don't. You don't know what you need. If you knew what you need, you'd be where you want to be. But you don't know what you need. That's why you're not there yet. What you need is more iterations, and it's a lot of little changes that make those big changes a lot of times. So and one of those things for me was turning my phone into a sales machine and stop missing these calls, stop missing these appointments, really just dialing down and making sure that my communication was bad, that my bad communication was better, because I realized that it's costing me money. This doesn't make any sense. Next up is understanding that when you're running your business, you're building, you should build the image of your business around the convenience that you're providing for your client, not the price. You don't want to get stuck up on the price. You want to get more so in tune with what you're actually providing for the client. So if that may be you're going to their location, you need to be leaning more on, hey, we're going to come to your location. We give you white glove service. Anything that you understand, anything that you need, we'll make sure to come to your location. We do the printing, we do the scanning, we do the fax backs, anything that it is. You want to show them like you can make the process a lot easier for them, and you just take the load off of them, rather than being like, hey, we're the cheapest notary, but you got to do everything yourself. It's kind of like Spirit Airlines versus Delta. You see what I'm saying? It's like, one is like, okay, you can get it for cheap, but that comes with a lot of strings attached. And the other one is just like, you know what? I pay my money on my Delta. I know I'm going to get these bags for free. The plane is not going to fall 10,000 feet from the air. And you just understand, like, okay, you know what type of experiences you're going to get. And you want to deal with the people that can afford those prices, one, because the experience is going to be better. And then two, they're not just going to be blowing your phone up, blowing your business up. They just understand that, hey, they paid you, you're going to get the job done, and it's complete. It's just your job as a business owner to make sure that you're getting everything that you need to get completed, and you're giving them the best possible service, the A1 quality. That's what you need to be doing. Next up, I realized that most notaries were wasting half their day. Honestly, it's even more than half, because when I look at them, most people aren't really serious. You know, everybody says that they're serious. Like Kevin Hart used to say, everybody want to be famous, but nobody wants to put the work in. It's the same thing with the notary business. Everybody wants to make 5, 10K a month. Everybody wants to make 20K a month, but nobody wants to put the work in. Some days you show up. Some days you're like, oh, you're motivated. And other days you're not motivated and you don't want to do it. And then before you know it, a week passes and you haven't worked on your notary business at all. You're not going to get anywhere with that like that. You have to have some sort of consistency. You have to be more so realistic and know that you're going to put aside a certain amount of hours each day towards your business. That's how you make real progress. That's how you reach another level. And I discovered that most notaries were wasting half their day because they weren't doing this. They do random drivings. They have big gaps in between. Their scheduling is bad. They're not answering phones. When they get home, they're not studying more things about their business. They're just wasting time. And if you can just utilize your time wisely, even if you don't work on the business the entire day, you don't need to. If you just have a block where you work on your business during these amounts of hours, you're going to run circles around these people. You're going to run circles around them because most people are distracted by social media, the stuff that they have going on in their life. But you know that, hey, I'm going to put 2 to 4 hours aside to work on my business every single day. Every single day, Monday through Friday. You can take the weekends off if you want. You'll still be ahead of everybody. But most notaries are wasting their day. Next up, I focus on becoming the go-to notary. This is one of the things I talk about in the other videos, where I say that you need to make sure that you are the go-to notary in your area. Everybody wants to be big and like, oh man, I want to cover the whole, southwest of America. But it's like, bro, you can't even cover your backyard yet. You can't even, everybody on your street doesn't even know you're a notary yet. Start in, work out. You start inwards, you work outwards. First off, you make everybody on your street know who you are. Then you make sure that's your city. Then you go out, make sure it's the whole zip code. You make sure it's the county, and then you make sure it's the state. You work on it little by little. Become that go-to notary, that person that everybody knows, like, oh yeah, this is a notary. We use him for everything. He's great. He's just such a great, handsome guy. What's his name again? Oh, that's Knowledge. He's really good at what he does. You want to be that person first, and then you grow from there. Focus on being that go-to notary. It's going to help you. That's going to help you reach to the next level. But yeah, those are the biggest things. I don't want to drag it or beat a dead horse. Those are going to be the simple things that's going to help you get to the next level. And like, that's the big picture. That's the big picture right there. Take a screenshot if you need to. That's the things that you need to understand. And if you're trying to get to that 5K or 10K a month in your notary business, or you just want to have a real notary business, and I'm not talking about just random jobs, what you really need is just like a real system. So I have a free training in the bio below. If you just click on that, there's a free training. It's going to walk you through everything you need to know. I'm going to show you how it works. I'm going to break down the back end and put up the numbers live so you can see it for yourself. So go ahead and click on that link. It'll help you guys out. And I hope you enjoy. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.